Normally, the 53-man roster cut down day is a lot of disappointment for a lot of players who've worked really hard to make their way to an active roster in the NFL. Although we know it's not the end of the road for a lot of these guys, there are some wins to be celebrated in this whole situation. And right here, we got our first win. We got Conley, Chris Conley, that is, who has officially made the final 53-man roster. This to me was going should have been the case. So I'm pleased with this news. I think he's had a phenomenal training camp. You can tell like he's really just fits in to what the 49ers do as a guy who plays special teams, who can be a dynamic wide receiver, who blocks downfield, and is a great locker room guy. Like this is the type of veteran wide receiver that you love to have on your team that can do all those different types of things. So as I've projected, I assumed there's going to be six wide receivers that were kept. Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, Jawan Jennings. Obviously, Ayuk isn't signed, but he's on the roster. So I would say those three are absolute locks. Beyond that, you have Cowing, Pearsall, draft picks, locks. And then it was really a battle for that sixth, but in all opinion, I was kind of discussing it as Conley being a lock. So I thought the six were pretty much locked in. That's been at least confirmed hypothetically up until this point. Um, and so what we're waiting for is we do know Robbie Chosen's been waived. We do know Danny Gray's been waived. Honestly, I think what we're really waiting for is confirmation on if the 49ers kept seven and kept Ronnie Bell potentially, or did they let Ronnie Bell go? So it'll be interesting to see what is going to remain for the remaining wide receivers and the rest of the roster because the final 53 has been cut and now it's just about getting all that information out. So we shall see. And just Matt Mayoka right now tweeting out Brandon Ayuk will count against the active roster. Actually, Trent Williams will not count against the active roster due to him being on a reserve, did not report list. So, and we have more players being announced. So I'm going to talk about that on another video. But yeah, good news for Chris Conley.